Hey guys, Praveen here, and today I want to talk about rulers in Figma and why it's one of the most important tools while designing. So, when designing any UI like this, especially web apps or mobile apps, things like that, you need to use rulers. So, you can press Shift or in Mac or Windows to show and hide these rulers in the top and left side here, and you can just bring in a line, place wherever you want. It usually snaps to the grid. So if you have something like this here, it usually snaps to it, and you can pretty much align everything with that. And if you don't want something, you can just drag it out and poof, it's gone. So yes, while you're designing, you should always use rulers, not too much, but a little, especially for web apps and mobile apps. For landing pages, that's a different story. For landing pages, you just need to make sure the left padding and right padding works. But while designing complex, compact, minimal, or like with too much text and images and icons like this, UI like this, you have to use rulers to make sure. So like this here, we have to make sure that the padding on left and right is the same, and this text here, so this should be right aligned over here, so that it looks better. So if it has some space, like here we have some space, right? So you usually people don't see it, but they feel it. They know that there is some space there that doesn't work well or can be improved, but usually we don't see it, we don't usually feel it, but users will actually feel that space there. So we have to make sure that that doesn't exist, and your UI will feel better. And to make sure that doesn't exist, we use these rulers. So for example, the images and these icons didn't match. It was like smaller like this. So this is how I designed it, but then I saw that that didn't match, and I added a ruler and made sure this matched. And even for this text, so we have to make sure everything aligns with the grid line. And if the grid line is like for in multiples of 4, that's even better. So this spacing here is in multiples of 4, so make sure the grid lines is also in multiples of 4, so that will make it rhythmic and you will have a better time. So yeah, for this type of UI, make sure the left and right padding is the same, and we have grid lines for items in the left side and items in the right side. Especially for list, it's very helpful in list, so that you will have a better UI and better aligned UI, and people will just see it and think, okay, this looks very calming, and this looks very well put together, and this has taste. So yeah, that's the tip for today, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.